The deadlock is broken. And the ball's on the back of the net.
Is this the day that turns their season around?
He's done it again!
Get to the task at hand.
Okay, let's do that. All right, we have been celebrating Black History Month, and we are honored, absolutely honored to have the one and only Jim Brown on the program. Jim, how are you?
I'm doing fine, gentlemen. I'm very happy to be on the show with you today.
Well, tell us a little bit about this story that I'm learning about, because I mean, maybe some people know it. Everybody knows you as a football player, but lacrosse is how you got started?
Well, absolutely. I was fortunate enough to go to a great high school, Manhasset High School, one of the top schools in the country, and they introduced me to lacrosse. Well, actually, Clarendon Road Junior High School introduced me, then Manhasset followed up. And then I went to Syracuse and continued my career there and enjoyed it thoroughly. But I was just fortunate to go to the right school. Otherwise, I never would have had the experience.
Jim, we're focusing on Black History Month here on Fox Football Phone-In this week. And give us an idea when you hear that term thrown out there in the month of February, what it means to you as an African-American.
Well, actually, it doesn't mean that much to me because I'm 74 years old and I've been in the struggle all my life, so I have the experience of why there is a Black History Month now. There hasn't always been Black History Month, and in fact, since slavery, you know, it's always been a struggle to find freedom, equality, and justice. So I'm very happy to participate in the month, but in my program, American, I'm working for black kids, Latino kids, and white kids, all, you know, to educate them and to get them out of negative activities and to get their grade point averages up, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm a different kind of animal, mainly because of my age and my experience, but I do respect the month, and I'm happy that we could be talking about it on your show.
You know, having said that, obviously we talk a lot about soccer here when we talk about Black History Month, when we're tying in soccer to it. Soccer growing as a sport here in the U.S., but we also want to see it grow in the African-American community. How do we go about accomplishing that?
Well, I think that one of the things is if you can tie into the schools, because my kids play soccer, but they go to West Hollywood School, and, you know, it's a very diverse program there. But I guess a lot of the inner-city schools don't have it, so the kids are not exposed. But there are a lot of young people that go into those areas and round these kids up and put them in basketball programs and in football programs. So I think the same thing can be done for soccer, because when kids play it, they really love it. And in a community, every kid is not going to be groomed to be a professional basketball player or a professional football player. And as you know, baseball, who traditionally had a lot of black participation, have lost that participation in recent years. The percentage of black players now have gone down tremendously. So it has to be a conscientious effort from people in the community, people in the schools, to create probably clubs, soccer clubs. And the education of it, what you're doing right now, becomes very important, because I never would have thought I'd been asked to get on a show and talk about soccer. And as I said earlier, you know, I have a lot of experience, and I was in at the World Cup when England won it many, many years ago.
Wow.
And I'm familiar with the great Pelé and Eusebio, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I love the game, and my kids love it, you know, but I'm privileged that they don't have to play it to try to find a professional career. They play it because they just love it, you know.
Yeah, just for the enjoyment of the game.
Choice.
For the enjoyment. How many kids you got?
Well, I have what I'm talking to are my latest two, which are 8 and 6.
8 and 6, perfect.
I have 6 kids.
Jim, I've got to imagine, maybe you can fill us in a little bit. That's quite a spectacle, probably you showing up to be on the sidelines. Are you the rah-rah kind of dad with the 2 kids on the sidelines, or are you a little more subdued?
No, I'm very subdued because my great interest is in their education. And being a former football player, I don't want to ever put them under pressure to have to perform on a certain level in sports. I want them to enjoy it. I let them, along with their mother, choose what they want to do. And when I go out, I just sit and I watch. I let the coaches coach.
I'll tell you
I
what,
let
man.
my wife critique it. And I
Yeah,
stay
leave
out
it to
of
the wife, right?
Nobody's, I'll tell you right now, man. Jim Brown standing on the sidelines. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah,
I'm not going to even. I'm not even going to just make a peep. I'm going to be like, that's.
Before we let you go, you still working on that golf swing?
Oh yes, I try to work very hard. As you know, my short game now is getting much better because I'm not long anymore. And when you get older, you have to have a short game, you know.
Hey, well listen, Jim, we really appreciate you coming on the show. You've meant so much to so many people. My dad's like your biggest fan. He's going to be freaking out when I go home and tell him I got to. He's probably watching right now. So really great to have you on the show, and you keep taking care of yourself. All right.
Well, thank you all for your participation in exposing this to the general public. Thank you very much.
You bet. Thanks, Jim.
Bye-bye.
Wow.
I'll tell you what. How about that?
I asked about the golf spring because the first time I saw Jim Brown out in Encino at the golf courses, who's standing right in front of me paying their green fee? Jim Brown.
Jim Brown.